The film airs this weekend on HBO. It has been a flashpoint of controversy since its premiere last month at Sundance. Jackson's family has sued HBO, calling the film a one-sided hit job. And now they're speaking out on Michael's behalf.
Hello, Wade. Today is your birthday.
Leaving Neverland focuses on Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who were boys when they met Michael Jackson, and who tell similar stories of how they say they were abused for years by the pop icon.
He told me if they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail.
And I know my brother, I know he's not like that. That's not Michael Jackson. I know him. He would never, ever do that to any kid or anyone.
Jackson's family says Wade Robson is lying, a bitter twist since when Michael was on trial for child molestation, Robson was the first witness who testified in his defense. Jackson was acquitted of all charges.
He said Michael Jackson never did anything inappropriate.
Private investigator Scott Ross says he interviewed Robson extensively before he was called as a defense witness.
There was a reason why Mr. Mesereau put him up there first, because we believed he was the most credible.
If Robson had been lying, then Ross says his story would have fallen apart under cross-examination. Jackson was found not guilty. Over the years, Robson consistently defended and praised Jackson in multiple interviews and public appearances.
But over 20 years, talking about how Michael helped his life, how he was a great person to him, and he was his mentor, and just great things.
But that changed in 2013 when Robson told Today that what he had said under oath in 2005 was actually a lie. The truth, he said, was much darker.
He sexually abused me from 7 years old until 14.
In Leaving Neverland, James Safechuck says Robson's Today Show interview caused him to understand Jackson had abused him as well.
He's not here to defend himself. I'm not going to let this happen. It's a lie. It's all a lie. Right. It's about money. It's about greed and money.
Robson and Safechuck say they weren't paid to appear in the documentary.
I want to be able to speak the truth.
Director Dan Reed says the film is about their personal experience and defends not speaking to those who might challenge their accounts, writing, quote, "We feel no need to include the opinions of people with no direct knowledge of what happened to those individuals." Jackson's estate is suing HBO for $100 million, claiming the film violates a previous agreement to not defame Michael Jackson, adding, "Michael is an easy target because he is not here to defend himself, and the law does not protect the deceased from defamation, no matter how extreme the lies are." HBO responded, despite the desperate lengths taken to undermine the film, our plans remain unchanged. Jackson's family says Safechuck and Robson are hoping the publicity around Leaving Neverland will benefit their ongoing civil lawsuits against Jackson's media companies.
Well, the lawsuits Robson and Safechuck filed against Jackson's estate and media companies were dismissed before the documentary was made because the statute of limitations had expired, but both men are appealing those rulings.
So now they understand that you've seen some of this documentary. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen when it airs Sunday?
Let me tell you guys, it is very, very hard to watch. It's methodical. It's very detailed. It's a very graphic account of the years-long relationships that Robson and Safechuck claimed they had with Michael Jackson. This is their story. It is damning. It makes a devastating case against Michael Jackson. It left audiences at Sundance stunned. You will be as well. And you're going to struggle with how you feel about Jackson and his legacy. It's not a salacious documentary. This is two men who are struggling still to this day, and it's very painful for them to try to tell their story. And the viewer's going to have to decide if they choose to believe them or not.
All right. Natalie Morales there for us in Los Angeles. Natalie, thank you.
By the way, we're going to have a lot more, Natalie, on the film and the controversy surrounding it when its director will join us tomorrow for a live interview on Today.